This is probably one of my best flea market days ever. It was perfect. By the way, I'm Bob the Cigar Guy. This is Travelers Rest, South Carolina. And I bought a crossbow at the flea market. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to tell a little bit of stories. I'm going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then I'm going to show you the crossbow. So, if you just want to know, was I a sucker and I spent way too much money on some Chinese made hunk of junk crossbow, or if I got a steal of a deal? Fast forward 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Fast forward a little bit till you find me showing it, then watch. But for the rest of y'all, man, oh, this Sakakon fits perfect. Ball stick, right? Big old ball stick. That Saka Black. That oh my gosh, the Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, the Mexican San Andreas black binder, and then it's got tobaccos from the Dominican Republic, Honduras, and Nicaragua. If I'm right, let me look at my notes real quick. Yes, delicious, and it's just rugged. It is ready for bow hunting, crossbow hunting. That is. Now, your first question before I get into my day, because I'm going to talk about my day. The first question, if you're anything like the first lady, you would be thinking, what do you need a crossbow for? The answer is, I don't. I just wanted one. I just wanted one. I ain't never shot a crossbow. Well, I bought one of them crappy crossbow pistols for 10 bucks in the flea market when I was first married, 22, 23, shooting styrofoam coolers in the backyard at Target. Right? It broke real fast. String, I think, was made out of yarn. But I've always wanted one. I always thought for a couple reasons. Number one, it's just cool. Number two, I'm left-handed. Shooting a bow, unless you're going to spend good money on a bow or get them funky sleeves, you eat your arm up. I tried a bow a couple times. Not good. And you got to have a whole nother skill set. I know how to shoot things. Marine Corps trained me how to do that very, very well. And so this thing is a lot more like a rifle than a bow, right? So I've always wanted a crossbow, number one, like for those reasons. But number two, how? Okay. I almost said, how cool would it be? It's not cool. Because my statement is, if somebody breaks into my house and I am home and I have my crossbow on safe with a dart, they don't call them arrows, they call them darts for a crossbow. With a dart loaded and ready, safe, I hear a noise and I get up and I come around the corner and I am backlit and I swing around the corner at that burglar and they see me, big old me, with a crossbow pointing at them. I want to fight. I ain't even got to do nothing to go like, oh, my bad, wrong house. I don't live here. Wait, this isn't my house. I'll see you later. At that point, I'd be like, no, no, no. Give me your wallet. You're gonna break into my house. I'm gonna take your stuff. Right. But the flea market day was perfect. I Work has been crazy busy. If it wasn't for the first lady, we wouldn't have come to the flea market because I got to shoot reviews. I got to shoot all sorts of stuff and get all that done. Then tomorrow, this is Saturday. Today's Saturday. And then tomorrow we got to go to. We are going to our neighbor's house, who is basically a shut-in, and we have got a community day. We're going to clean his yard. And we're going to do some other stuff and just help out the community. It's important. It's important to give back. It is, and it's good. It's good for the whole family to do it. So I lost my Sunday, and I'm working 12s at the plant every day, Monday through Friday. I was supposed to work today, but I had to do content. And then the first is like, well, I thought we could go out together. I'm like, I want to go out, but I don't know. And so I want to spend time with the first lady. I need balance in my life, and she balances me. And I said, well, she goes, well, I was thinking we go to the flea market. I said, well, okay, we'll go to the flea market, but we got to come home after that. And so she goes, okay. And so if it wasn't for her, we didn't go to the flea market. Went to Jockey Lot in Anderson. Now, Jockey Lot in Anderson's hit or miss. Now, the weather was perfect. It was just a chill in the air, bright and sunny, no chance of rain. The vendors were out there. There were acres and acres, probably 6 or 7 football fields of tables. Now, you got those tables at every flea market where people are just selling stuff like a store without store walls. Now, I'm not interested into them. But then you got people who sell crafts. All right. There's a blacksmith there, leather guy there, and some other guys there, and they're cool. And then there's the people that are just trying to sell all their stuff, or antiques, or tools, or pallet sales, or they're down on their luck and they just got to sell a bunch of crap to pay their bills. That's where I come in, right? I love flea marketing. I love selling at the flea market. It's fun, that back and forth. But I love to haggle. I'm somebody who wants to haggle. I love it. Oh God, do I love it. And so we're walking around and we get there, and not 15 tables in, I come across an old feller who's talking to a couple other old fellers, and he says, I said, "Hey, I see you got a wrench there. What you give for it?" Those are phrases you guys say. First, you say hello. You acknowledge who they are. You say hello, because a lot of people don't. And then you say, "What you give for?" That's common lingo of I'm local, I'm blue collar, and I'm asking you how much that costs. And usually they cut their price down already from what you give for it. Now I call the price the full price. Don't think I'm bad. I call it the Yankee price. When you give somebody a Yankee price, you charging them more than what you wanted to get in the first place. We're in South Carolina, so I love people above the Mason Dixon line. It's just that's what we call it, Yankee price. And so I'll never get Yankee price. I get uncle cousin price, right? Nephew price. And so I asked the fella, I said, "Hey sir, how you doing?" He goes, "I'm all right. How you?" I said, "I'm good. What you give for that wrench?" And I had a price in my mind. I'm like, I don't need it. I want it because I want to do a video with it. I just want it. Just want it. And he said, I said to myself, I said, if he charges me $20 for it, I'll buy it. I don't need it, but I won't spend more than $20. And it's gonna be more than $20. I knew it was gonna be more than $20. Out of that man's mouth, he said, "I'll take $8." I didn't even haggle. I didn't even say, "I'll give you 7." Nope. Nope. That was so below what I expected. That was that was too good. Now, I bet you're wondering, well, it's just a wrench. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal. Well, it is that big. Notice the word big of a deal. Look at this wrench. Look at this thing. Look at it. Yes. It's what? An inch and 7/8. Do I have a single bolt that is an inch and 7/8? No. Do I need a bolt that's an inch and 7/8? No. Do I have anything I could put an inch and 7/8 bolt in? No. But am I going to get an inch and 7/8 bolt? Yes, I am. And I'm going to torque that thing down. Well, this big old Hawking wrench. This is a Hawking wrench right here. This thing right here. Hey, look, somebody break in the house. And I pick up this wrench and I come around the corner with it because in the summertime, I wear summertime bedclothes. So if I'm standing there backlit in my summertime bed attire and I got this wrench, he ain't gonna say this ain't my house. He gonna be boogieing out the door. If he can't get to the door, he going through the wall because that's a scary looking thing right there. I'm just gonna tell you. That's just scary. And look at that thing. It's bigger. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was happy. I was happy. I was with the first lady, had my Diet Pepsi. We were having a good time. The weather was great. We were walking around and just doing. And people were wanting a deal. People were wanting to dicker. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was talking to you. Hey, how you doing? And there was a kid that was selling puppies. Now, Sarah, I always got to look at the puppies. No, we don't need no puppies. I got a 120-pound Saint Bernard, stupid dog. And then my daughter's German Shepherd's 100 pounds, and I don't need no more dogs. But she wants to look at them, she likes it, and I like her a lot, and so we go look at dogs. This kid had these dogs in these crate, and a litter of 'em, mess of about 10 of them. He was a young kid, probably 20, 21, 22, had a girl with him, and they were there on the back of the truck. And she was petting the dogs. The guy says, "You want to hold them?" And Sarah's like, "I'm just petting them. They are cute and jumping around. They're gonna be good sized dogs, 20, 80-pound dogs, 60-pound dogs. They're cute little puppies, bunch of them. Fat, but there's one little fat boy. That joker, chunky. I saw him. But the other ones are all lively and jumping around." And he goes, "We're selling them for $5 a piece." And she said, $5 a piece? What kind of dogs are they? And he goes, "Well, I think they're this and I think they're that." So then you know they're not pedigreed, which is, my dog can't read. He don't need to know what paper he is. I ain't breeding no dogs, so I don't need any of that mess. I just need a dog. Woof, right? That's all I need. Big woof. Anyway, he said $5. Goes, "Yeah, somebody dumped them off right by our shop, and I just want to see him get to a good home, and $5 would pay for my table. I'm just trying to pay for my table because to get a table in that area evidently is only $5." And I'm sitting there listening. He's a genuine young man, and he's trying to make a difference. And I'm telling you all the time that you should help people when they're trying to help other people, right? Be a part of it. I ain't gonna buy no dog. I said, "I'll tell you what." Reached in my pocket, I pulled out $5, and I said, "You do the work, I'll pay for your table. You keep doing good things. Good for you." And so Sarah was standing there, and she talking to people. These dogs only $5. She trying to sell them dogs for them. And when we walked away, there was people holding them dogs. So hopefully we got rid of them dogs to good homes. But I just supported. Like, he might have been flim flamming me, but you know what? Selling dogs for $5 and only asking $5 to pay, it doesn't sound like it's a scam to me. It don't sound like it's a flimmy flam. So I feel comfortable. And if he suckered me for $5 with a sob story, if he can live with it, I can live without it. I believe that because I'm having a great day. And then it's a great day. Drinking a Diet Pepsi, it's nice and cold. Oh, the Diet Pepsi is so cold. I love it when it's cold. Holding hands with the first lady a little bit. And I come across these people. All these people do is 3D printing, which I really think is interesting. I would never do it. I wouldn't. But I think it's cool. And there's this thing that I've been trying to tell Sarah about that I saw on YouTube, to shorts or whatever, that was this thing that looked like a cone that one swirled inside the other. And I've always tried to explain it to her and tell her how cool it is, how those pieces just slide together all sorts of different ways. And every time we go to the flea market or any of these craft places where they got that, I look for it. Now, everybody's selling wiggly dragons and everybody's selling coasters and everybody's selling all this stuff, but nobody has that old school because it's probably a 5-year-old thing. Nobody buys it anymore. Nobody sells them. Well, I saw one. And I said, "Oh, can I see that?" The lady said, "Sure." And so I talked to Sarah about it and I showed it to her. I let her hold it and play with it a little bit. And I said, "This is so cool, isn't it?" And the lady goes, "Yeah, it's only $2." And I said, $2? I said, "I'll buy it." Because I showed it to Sarah. I spent time at her thing and the lady built it so I could show it. $2. It was $10. I would have bought it. $2? All right. And so this is it. This little thing right here is so stinking cool. When they make this all as one piece. They don't make the one piece, the inside piece and the outside piece separate and put them together. No. When they make it, it makes it all in one piece and they break it off the thing and they do whatever they do. But watch this. It just slides. That piece just slides right out. It just slides right out. And then, now this is cool. All right. You can thread it from the top. It slides right down. Right. And then you can take and you can put the big piece on the top and it slides right down. But then that's not it. Watch this. How cool is this? This is, all right, maybe I'm stupid, which I won't disagree with, but you can put that thing in that way and it'll go together all the way through, just like that. I think that's awesome, and it's pearlescent. They had a bunch of different colors, but look at it. It's just fun. I love it. So I got this for the first lady. I brought it in here. I'm gonna have to leave it out in the shop for an hour so it doesn't smell like cigar. But that's I bought $2. So now we're up. What I say? I spent $8 on the dang thing. I spent a buck and a quarter, buck and a half on the soda, and I got a I got a wrench. I got a big wrench for $8. I'm doing great. I got a little money in my pocket. I'm having fun. Looking all sorts of stuff, talking to people, seeing all sorts of neat stuff. Then we come into this place, and first lady works with cast iron pretty good. We got a old, probably a Griswold, big 11-inch cast iron skillet, 2-inch deep skillet on the stove. Lives on the stove. We use it all the time. Cooks with it all the time. Probably 9 out of 10 meals she cooks with it. Seriously. And she's been wanting a smaller one for eggs and stuff. So we're walking around, and she's looking at pans, and she's not finding the pans she wants, and the pans that she kind of likes. The prices are high. They're ridiculously high. And so we walking around. I'm carrying my wrench, and we walking around, and first lady's laughing because a bunch of old men just keep saying, "Boy, you got that. Now you're gonna have to do some work," or something like that. She finds it hilarious, and I keep coming back with little funny things back and forth. And I said, "What are you laughing about?" She goes, "I just think y'all old men are funny." I'm like, "All right, you're right. We are funny." So she comes across this feller selling stuff, basically just selling stuff out of his house, and he had two little 6-inch cross, inch and a half deep fry pans, cast iron. One was newer, and one was an old one, and they needed to be seasoned. They need a little work to them, but they weren't bad. And she was picking them up, looking at them, and the guy goes, "I'll sell them both to you for $5 one money." Two cast iron pans with no cracks, $5 one money. I'm looking at her, and she goes, "I just wanted one." I said, "But you can buy two for $5." And she goes, "All right." And so he goes, "It looks like you need to use both of them on him," and laughing. And I said, "Let me tell you something, buddy. If she used the pants she need to use on me, it'd be too heavy for her to pick up." He goes, "You hard headed." I said, "You know I am." And so we bought them pants. We're having a great time, laughing and joking, and I'm telling her things about old stuff, and she's listening. Because sometimes she's like, "You talk too much about dumb stuff," but she was in the mood to listen to me talk about dumb stuff, and so I was rattling off like a kid at camp. I was just having a good time. And so we're walking around, and people are saying something about well, she got them frying pans for you. I said, "Yeah, that's why I got this wrench right here. We're gonna have even Steven," because everybody's paying attention to the wrench and the fry pan. And so we're having a good time. We end up going to another place because she's looking for an old school kitchen knives, the old, like old hickory and stuff like that. Not something fancy, not something that's brand new, but that old steel that once you sharpen it, it just stays sharp and it cuts real good. We ended up finding one of those, and it was at like a bazaar in the flea market. The feller said, I said, "How much for this one?" It was just a small little paring knife, 6-inch blade. And he goes, "Just take it." I said, "Say what?" He goes, "Just take it. Come back and see me next time you want to get something." I said, "Done." So now we got Pepsi ice cold. Tell you what, I got a Diet Pepsi ice cold right here. This Diet Pepsi goes well with this sake cone. Now, I'm not sponsored by Diet Pepsi, but I am sponsored by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. But if this thing didn't taste good, I'll tell you, that's fact. So we are now winding down after we got the pots and pans, and I see this Crossbow in that big bag right there. And I open it up and I look at it, and I go, "Shoo, howdy." And I've been looking for a Crossbow for a year and a half, 2 years. Crossbows I want are expensive, and I have no need for it. I don't have a need for it. I will admit that right now. But I always wanted one. I always did. I just did. And I had some extra money in my pocket. I had some walking money that had no bills attached to it in my pocket. And I asked the fella how much it was. And he told me there was a good number of Benjamin Franklin pictures that were going to have to be transcribed. And I'm cheap. I'm like, no. So will you do something better? And he took $50 off of it, but it still wasn't where I needed to be. I said, well, now you can see it's back there, so I bought it. But I walked away. And as I walked away, I just kept thinking about it. And Sarah said, you ought to get it. You ought to get it. It's a whole lot cheaper. It's about, it literally, if I bought it brand hammer new from the store, it's almost 4 times as much as what he was asking. He used to hunt with it. He bought him a new one, and that's why he doesn't need that one anymore. He's just getting rid of it. So he's making a heck of a deal, but I'm just like, I don't know if I need it. I know I don't need it, but I don't know if I'm going to get that much fun out of it. But I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I've been wanting to buy one, and eventually I will, and I'll pay a whole lot more money for it. I got the money, and I might as well just go. So I went over there, and I ain't never used a Crossbow, and I asked him to show it to me, tell me about it. And I said, well, I can only afford to pay tax. He goes, no. And I didn't lie because I had more money than that in my pocket, but I can only afford to pay that much. I don't believe in saying that's all I got because that's lying. And if you're lying, you ain't getting it for the right reasons. You ain't getting it with a fair, open conscience, clear conscience. And I can't do that. I can't be doing that. I can't swindle nobody. I can't make them feel guilty to sell it to me. I said, look, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I'll give you this much. No. He goes, let me show it to you. And he showed it to me. He showed me how to cock it. And he showed me he showed me all the bells and whistles, which I'm about to show you right now. And so we finagled to a decent price in between his price and my price. Neither one of us were happy, but both of us were fine. And we shook hands, and I took it home with me, wore it on my back. And I got to tell you, I felt so wonderful. The only thing was missing with this was a cigar, to be honest, for this picture to be perfect. The Cigar would have been great. That full, rich flavor just wafting around with a little bit of aggression, a little bit of minerality and turned earth. And the Mexican San Andreas, the fullness of that broadleaf and all those countries swimming around. That would have been so good. But here I am with a Crossbow bag on my shoulders. Says Crossbow on it. Got a big old wrench in my hand. I got a cute girl on my side looking gorgeous, carrying frying pans, black cast iron frying pans. I got my Marine Corps shirt on, my Ariat long sleeves on under it. Walking back to the vehicle at the flea market. If that don't scream conservative America, I don't know what did. And I was wearing this Bucky's hat with the American flag on it. Man, the sun was shining. It was warm. It was warm enough. It was a little brisk with the breeze, but it was nice. It was perfect. It's perfect. But then, as I was driving home, I was like, man, I hope I didn't get swindled and just paid 2, 3 times as much as what that crossbow was worth. So, if you know crossbows, or if you have a friend who knows crossbows, share this video with them. Tell them to go to 25 minutes and look at what this crossbow is, and tell me if tell me what it's worth, or if it's a good one. Because just because it costs money don't mean it's worth money. But I want to show it to you. This is the 10-point, what's it called? Titan M1. Look at this bubba right here. Look at that. It's got a scope on it. It's a compound crossbow. It's camouflage, and it ain't got a scratch on it. Ain't got scratch one on it. Don't look like there's hardly any wear on the string. It's heavy. That's the first thing I figured out. It's heavy, which means this plastic in here, this is solid. This ain't gonna break. This ain't no China-made piece of junk. This is not. Don't I look good? Right? Don't I look good like this? Would you want to come into my house without my permission if I'm standing there in my summertime sleeping attire? No, you wouldn't. Oh, God, don't get this thing looks good. Look at that right there. Now I'm going to do a little short so I get people to come watch this. So I got to put this right up in my face so that when it crops it like this, you can see this thing, because I want to make sure that you see this thing in the shorts. Probably when I do my short, I'm wearing shorts, but in the short reels or whatever they are, that little short content. But look at that thing right there. Got a little shiny little trigger right there. But that's not it. Because not only did he give me that, in that bag came a bunch of stuff. Come on, sit down. Hang on, let me sit her down. Sit down. Thank you. Let me get a puff of my sucker. God, dog it. Boy, that makes me excited. But in that bag, which is a backpack, by the way, carry it, sits over your shoulders. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It came with this little quiver doomajagi that actually quick releases onto your crossbow. Close that out. For some reason, something come up on my computer, and it's got 3 of these special magic arrows. Right, the magic arrows. Look at that. Oh, you see that right there? I don't know what that's called. Maybe it's a broadhead. Maybe it's an O head. Maybe it's a headache. Maybe it's a whatever. But that thing right there, if it gets a hold to you, it ain't gonna let you go. It's gonna be like a hug from an auntie with too much lipstick that just likes you too much, and you just don't want to go visit her because she kisses and smells funny. Which I got me one of these, so that's 3 right there. That right there, that's more money. But wait, there's more. I hope you stayed, and because this is must see TV, because not only they're floating around in that bag was 2 of these practice arrows, brand hammer new, shiny. Them things ain't even wore. That's the knock, I guess. That's the fletching. That's the knock. I think that's the shaft, and that's the stabby thing. But that right there, I got 2 of them. But wait, there's more. I got me a full brand hammer, never been used box of 6 more practice arrows. And by the way, you can take off the little tips of the practice arrows, and you can buy some nasty, cut them up, gut them up, get them good. They ain't gonna walk, they ain't gonna do nothing but cut a flip and be dead arrows. But I got 6 more. So right here, I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 darts. I keep calling my arrows, but they're not arrows, they're darts. I got 11 darts. 11. By the way, those things ain't cheap. Those things ain't cheap. And then this thing right here is the hooker puller thing that you use to pull your arrow back. Now you can get a hand cranky thing that you put on the back, and it'll do it. And it's battery powered, so you just hook it on and you go, "Prrr," and it pulls it back for you. So I don't know if I'm getting one of those. I probably will. But this right here pulls it back. He actually showed me that man was like 75 years old, and he wasn't very big at all. He was walking real slow, moving real slow. And he grabbed a whole, you threw this thing on there, he pulled it back like it was nothing. I'm like, deal, because I didn't know how to use it. I don't know how to use it. I will. I will. But that was in the bag too. But wait, there's more. Oh, I got little dooming jobbies of wiping towels and some, what is that? Flight rail and trigger lube. I guess you need a little bit of that. And then this thing right here, you sit it where the dart comes out of, and it's got a little laser, and you aim that without an arrow in it. I'm gonna call it arrow because it's easier to say. You aim that without an arrow in it, and you sight it on your scope, which is a 10-time scope with the little dots in it, and you aim in with that, and then you zero in your scope. That thing right there, I know about these for pistols and rifles. These ain't cheap. These heifers here ain't cheap. So that's another thing. And then I've already sealed the deal. I've already pulled out the money. He's zipped it up. We're done. Oh, I forgot. That box over there goes with it. Bubba, I got a box. Now, if you're not into buying stuff like I am, let me move my keyboard. Hopefully it doesn't shut the computer down. When you're into buying stuff like I am, the accessories will cost more a lot of times than the actual item. When you buy a crossbow, by the time you buy all your darts, you buy all your points, you buy all your Gooma jobbies and Dooma floggies and everything else, you'll spend more than you will on the crossbow. You will. It's just how it is. So this is a plain old box. Nice old. I mean, it's got some age to it, right? Let me sit that there so it doesn't hit the camera. And so it's got 3 things of string wax and rail lube. So there's more of that. Probably got more than I'll ever need. Another thing of little looby doob. Let's see what else we got in here. I ain't even dug through all this. We're digging through this together. Some bow hunting wax. I'm telling you. Then more bowstring tie wax. Then I got me a little, I don't know what that is. Got tools in here. Man, I got me some nice screwdriver bits, Phillips head bits. So I got all the tools I need to be able to work on it, which is neat. And then I got, God, I don't know what, oh, it's sharp. Ow. There you go. I got all these little things right here. These little sharp little pointy things that go on the end of the darts. And then you got one of them for training. I got 3 of these. Tell me that ain't gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Look at that thing right there. That's not nice. That's sharper than sharp. But you screw that on your serious, you're gonna get them right there. And then I got me one of these. Which when you shoot it, it's fine. And then when it goes in like that, and it does a slicing and dicing. Those, I know those are fancy. I know those ain't cheap. I know those are expensive. Right? I got me some of thems. I got me another kind that splits in flight. Starts off, I guess, like, I don't know how it starts off. I'm gonna have to read on them. Starts off like that, but then when it gets in there, it opens up like that, and it just does some. It already tenderizes that deer for you. Right, look at that right there. Man, what else I got? Man, I got so much stuff in here. I got. Oh Lord, I can't even show you all that. It'd take too long. There are all sorts of little bits and pieces and whatnots from all these different different arrows and different whatevers. I mean, this box right here probably is, when they purchased all the stuff Hammer Nate, it was probably $200 for this stuff right here. So you talk about this for $200, and then you talk about the little laser sight, and you talk about all the extra arrows that you don't get, and the upgraded scope and all that stuff. You paid more than what I paid just for the crossbow. This was a good day. I just want to share it with you because you know what? I don't have a lot of good days. I mean, every day is a good day. Every day when I start off, they say, "How you doing?" I say, "It's another great day." But some great days are like Brussels sprouts. They're good for you, but they don't taste really good. Some days are like chocolate cake. They may not be the most nutritional, but boy, they sure do make that soul feel good. Today was one of them soul feeling good days. And I just wanted to share with you a good day. And also, even in a great day focused on me and what I want to do for me, I found an opportunity to help somebody out who was helping other people out. I think there's merit in that. But really, really, the reason why I come on and show this video, two reasons. Number one, I wanted to show it to you. I'm excited. I'm excited. Number two, I hope somebody knows about this so they can give me some clues so I don't shoot myself with this doggone crossbow. Because I might just accidentally do it. I might. I might. So that's it. I'm going to smoke the rest of this soccer con. And while I'm editing, I'm going to play with my crossbow. Luckily, the walls are made out of plywood, inch thick plywood with inch thick plywood on the outside. So I don't think it'll make it through the building. But we'll find out, baby. I'll see you later. I hope you have a day like I had today. I hope whatever just recharges your batteries with the people that just make your life worth living. I hope you have one of those moments. And when you do, I hope you recognize it. I hope you celebrate it. I hope you share it. Leave me a comment. Tell me what your day's like when you have a great day. What you'd want it to be. This ain't my perfect day, but this is pretty dang near good. So I hope you have perfect days, and the days that ain't perfect, are pretty dang near good. Bob Cigar saying, I'll see you later. I love you. I do. Later, Tater.